morning, Budi dengan Nizam. So, my name is Koyum, and today this week training I want to share with you about ubiquity network design, because if you are using ubiquity yang under Unify punya range, you boleh design the whole network, because since dia ada router, dia ada switches, dia ada AP, so you can use the whole devices to make your network all in one lah. So instead of you campur-campur dia punya barang, you can ambil semuanya in the same model, and since dia boleh manage by controller, so why not to use all and design your own network. Okay, so today kita discuss a typical normal punya network and how you can manage everything, the hardware and the configuration from the controller to your devices. Okay, so kita punya objektif today, kita nak set up ubiquity network, termasuk dia punya AP, dia punya switch dan dia punya gateway dia. Dan kita familiarize features yang dia ada, apa yang kita boleh buat lah dengan dia punya setup dia. Okay. So I hope you ada basic lah cara nak guna Unify controller ni, so senang sikit, faham sikit lah. Then you tahu hardware apa you nak guna, right? So let's go through the steps. Okay, so for example, you have this simple network punya topology. Okay, so when you have this, so for example here you have this the ISP router or the broadband modem, and you can use it to connect to a router which is your gateway. So if you nak buat all in one punya ubiquity punya design network, so you add your security gateway, and then you add a switch which is the unified switch. It doesn't matter you ada yang PoE or non-PoE, and then you can use the unified AP. Alright, and then since all unified products, you need to so welcome to Eddie and Ken. Okay, so I just started this training. So today I want to share with you on how you can set up ubiquity network using all of the product from under Unify punya model. Okay, so let's say we have this network topology. So we have the incoming internet router, and then so we want to use every network devices here using the Unify product. So you need to add a router which is the gateway, and then you have a switch, Unify switch, and then the AP, the UAP, and then since everything here need to be managed by the controller, so you can either use the UCCK, the cloud key, or kalau you ada dedicated PC to be your controller, you can have the dedicated PC or VM, or if you use the hardware controller, the server, the UASSG, so you can use that one, or the latest one is the Dream Machine. The Dream Machine also can be a controller also. Okay, so this is a simple network here. So you see here we are using the Unify model, and then it will be controlled by the Unify controller here. Okay, so The first step of having this network, okay, so macam biasalah, first you kena, if you you look back at the picture, so you kena power up lah. All yang paling the first thing is the USG and the USW. Alright, so you power up that one. Okay, and then the first thing is you need to have a proper connection. Okay, so your proper connection should be since depending on your setup. So if you want the USG to be your main router or your internet router, so you remove this ISP router and then you set up your USG as the PoE client, right? Kalau you boleh remove this broadband modem and you just put the USG, but then you need to set up the PoE client. Okay, so you boleh dial in ke Unified, Time or Maxis internet using this USG. Okay, but if you don't remove the ISP router, so you set up the USG as the router, so you boleh choose the internet connection as the static IP or DHCP client. So yang tu you kena set up first, so that
They like the USG ada internet. So and when your USG is here, your USG will be the DHCP server. So bila you dah ada USG here, so benda the devices behind the USG like the USW, the UCK and the UAP light, when you want to discover in the controller, you need to make sure they are getting DHCP server. So the DHCP server must be coming from the USG if you are using the USG lah. Right? If you are not using the USG, you only have the switches and the AP, then you need to make sure your ISP router is giving DHCP to the devices. Or kalau tak, if you open the controller, you will not see the devices. So nanti susah dekat you. Okay, so make sure your DHCP is running on your USG, or if you're not using USG, or on your other router, so that it will discover all your devices. Because the default setting of unified products like USG, UAP, the UCK, they will be getting IP automatically from the router. Okay, if not, you need to adopt manually one by one using their default IP, which is not convenient if you have banyak devices. Okay, so you do the connection as like this. So from the main router, the ISP router, you connect to USG. There is a port here WAN 1, so you connect to WAN 1, and then from the USG, the LAN port, connect to the USW port. Doesn't matter which port. And then on the USW also, you connect to the AP, to your one to your laptop, because later your laptop will be configuring the devices. And then if you are using the UCK, you connect one of the USW port to your UCK. Or if you have a server, you install the unified controller, or you have another PC installing another having the controller, so you connect to the network. So this is a simple network on how you can have the whole ubiquity network and product in a single network. Okay, so yeah, you plug in cable this, so and you turn on. So if you're using by default, if you're using the USW with the PoE out, so by default it will auto negotiate the power, so dia akan automatically on your UCK and UAP. Okay, if you some of the model, they have only half, like some like this one USW 8, another version of USW 8, half of it having non PoE and half of it has PoE. So you need to make sure the correct port you're connecting to if you're using the PoE. Okay, like if you're not using the PoE, then if you don't have the PoE switches, so you need to connect to the normal power using the PoE adapter for both UCK and UAP. Okay, so first step you connect the hardware. Okay, and then like I said, you need to set up your USG. So you need to make sure your USG is having the internet connection. Okay, so what you can do is for the first time, for me, I just connect my laptop direct to the USG at the LAN port, and I open the browser and go to the USG default IP, which is 192.168.1.1. So when you open the browser, you will come up to the WAN and LAN setting. Okay, so the WAN setting, you can set up three types of connection. So if you want your USG to get automatically IP from the main router, so you enable DHCP. All right. If you want to set static IP for your USG, so you set static IP. Or if you want to remove the ISP router and you want to a USG to be dialing the internet, so you use PPOE client. Okay, so this is the three setup that you can do to make sure your USG is getting internet. Okay, alright, but I would recommend you to because we don't want to do double net in the USG, so I would recommend you to remove the main router and replace with the USG, and then you do the PPOE dialing. Okay, so that one is the WAN part. Another setup you can do here in the USG is the LAN part. So because you are because USG will be the main router who will be acting as the DHCP server also. So you go to the LAN part and then you configure the LAN. So you configure the gateway and you configure the pool, the DNS, the subnet for the LAN user. Okay, so that's the initial setup. Other than that, it can be done after you adopt the USD, and it can be you can change or you can add other settings on the controller. This is just for the initial setup. So you want to make sure your USD is having internet connection, and then the HCP, so that your devices will be getting IP. So this is the initial setup. Okay. So you do that, the WAN part and then the LAN part. Okay. Once you have that, when you connect all the devices, IP, but you didn't know yet. But so you start with the if you don't have the controller, you install the controller. All right. So this is the step of installing the controller. You download the software from the website. So you choose the OS, or if you are installing in a VM, you choose the distribution. So you just follow the wizard. All right. You follow the wizard. Okay, the first wizard, it will ask for your controller name. So you name your controller so that you won't get confused if you have multiple controllers. So you name your controller. You sign in using Ubiquiti account so that you can manage remotely. Or have you can just go to advanced setup and create a local admin and password. But I would suggest you to register this Ubiquiti account, so easy for you to have to recover your password, reset your password. So better you register the Ubiquiti account. So it will be just single account to log into everything. Okay. Okay. So the next thing, it will ask some settings. So you just leave it as default. So you just automatically optimize my network and you enable the auto backup. All right. Okay. The next thing it will ask is okay. The next thing, it will discover your devices. Okay, so the next step, it will discover the controller will discover the devices. So when you have the USG with the DHCP server, so automatically your devices, the switches, the AP will be getting the DHCP IP. So it will be detected here. So it will list down all the unified devices inside the network. So you akan dapat the model, the IP, the MAC address, and the uptime. So it depends on you. If you want to adopt now, you can select all and you proceed. If you don't want to adopt now, you no need to click here and then you just skip. Okay, so if you want to adopt, you just click all, so it will adopt for you. So you click all, make sure it detects all of your devices, and then you click next. Okay, once you click next, it will ask for Wi-Fi SSID SSID creation. So you can set it up now so that later you don't need to set up, or if you want to skip first, you can skip also. So you can set up the SSID and the password, and then you just enable, do you want the single SSID to be 2G and 5G, or you want different name for different band. Okay, so you can set up this one or you can skip this one. Alright, so when you set up this one, it will review your configuration. So you just double check your configuration is true. You select the country and the time zone, and that's it. Now you have the controller already installed in your PC. Okay, so if you already have the controller, so you will not go through that step, because let's say if you are using the UCCK, if you're using the UCCK, the controller is already inside the UCCK, so you don't need to go through the installation process. This is the installation process is only when you are not using the UCCK. Okay? So once you already have the controller, so when you open the controller, you go to devices. So if you go to devices, it will detect all of your
Yeah.
devices that you already adopted. So if you already adopted, you will see the status is by right should be connected. Okay. My browser. Okay, so I wait for a while because my browser is hang. So once you already set up the controller, when you log into the controller, you go to the devices tab. You will see, by right, you should see all of your devices, and the status should be connected. If in the wizard you already select to adopt the devices, so it will be connected. If you skip the adoption process, the devices will list down there, and the status will be pending adoption. Okay, so you will see that you need to adopt the devices first. So the current version, it will only have the button to adopt and upgrade or upgrade only. So you need to automatically they will upgrade the firmware for you depending on your controller version. So you just click adopt and upgrade, so it will adopt the devices and it will upgrade the version to the latest. Okay, so when you check the wireless network also, if you go through the wizard and you set up the SSID, you go to setting and wireless, you will see the SSID that you created before, right? If you skip the wizard, you will not see the SSID. Okay, so let me just go back to the browser. Just scroll down. Yes. So this is how you add extra column. All right. So this is just an example. So this is the list of devices that detected in the network, and you can get the IP, the device name, and then the status. If you already adopted, it will be connected. If not, it will be pending adoption. Okay, all right. So when you have your devices, always rename your devices so that it will be easy for you to recognize which one is your devices, which location is your device located. So always rename your devices. Alright, if you have so many devices. Okay. So this is the list of devices, and then the one you set up on the wizard is the wireless network. Alright, so you go to setting, you go to the wireless network, so you will see your SSID that you created in the wizard. If you didn't create the wizard, you didn't follow the wizard, you skip the wizard, you can create the SSID here. So you just click on the create new wireless network, and then you create the SSID. Okay. So this is the initial setup where you have discovered all your devices, and then you manage all of your devices, and the then you make sure all devices detected and the status is connected. So once you have all connected, discovered, which means now you have the proper ubiquity network. All right. So you can do other setting inside the controller. So you will see your switches, you will see your AP, you will see your gateway, the security gateway also here you will see. All right. So the next one we will try to do, what I try to do is how you can put VLAN on your ubiquity network. Okay. So there are three parts of creating VLAN in the ubiquity network. The first part is on the AP itself. Right. So to tag the VLAN on the AP, so what you need to do is you need to go to setting, wireless network, and you edit or create the SSID. So for example here, I go to setting, I go to wireless network. Let's say I edit this SSID. Okay, you go to advanced option here. So this is where you tag the VLAN. Okay, let's say you have several VLAN for you have multiple SSID for multiple VLAN. So this is how you tag the VLAN. Okay, so you go to advanced option, you tick use VLAN, and you put the VLAN ID, and then you save. Right, you save. That's it. For AP part, that's it. That's the only thing you need to do to tag the VLAN. Okay, and then since you have VLAN, you need to carry the VLAN over the switch. Okay, so now you need to set up the VLAN on the switch. Okay, so first what you need to do is you need to add the VLAN ID to the controller. So what you can do is you go to setting, and you go to network setting. Okay, all right. So by default, the switches, the USW it will be all by default it will ports are set to all, which mean it will untag VLAN 1, and then it will tag all other VLAN. Okay, so that's the default one. So if you want to add, let's say for example here, say you want to carry this VLAN 10, all right, so you want to carry over the switch, so you need to go to setting, you go to network. First, you need to add the VLAN 10. So you click add new network. Okay, so you just label the VLAN 10 example. So you select VLAN only, and then you put the VLAN ID. So this is how you add the VLAN, so that later you want to untag or tag in the USW. Okay, so you need to add the VLAN first. So you save, and then you will see here, this is sorry, because this is a demo version, so I cannot save that one. So that is how you add. So select VLAN only, and then you put VLAN ID. So now you already have the VLAN set up on the controller. You need, so whether you want to tag or you want to untag, it is on the switch. Okay, so what you do is you go to the devices. Okay, let's say I go to one of the switch. Okay, I go to config. Go to services. Okay, this is the global config. If you want, let's say I have this 24 port in, okay, let's say I have this 24 port. And for all ports, so I will just use this config, this global config. So I just change to the VLAN 10. For example, this one. So when I say all ports will untag VLAN 10. So this is a global config. Okay, but if you want to do individual port untag, so you go to port, you edit any ports that you want, you just click edit, and then you select the port profile. So if you want to let's say port 2, you want to untag port VLAN 10. So you go to the port, edit, and then you select the network that you want. Which means now port 2 is untagged VLAN 10. But it will not carry VLAN 1. Alright, so if you want to carry VLAN 1, or you want, let's say you want to you want to untag VLAN 10, but you want to carry VLAN 20 and 30, so you need to create a port profile. So if you want to create a port profile, you go to setting. You go to network, you go to profile, you go to port, and then you add a new port profile. For example, you want port number 2, you want to untag VLAN 10, but you carry VLAN 20 and 30. So you change the native network for create one group. Alright, for example, this one for port 2, for port 2, untag VLAN 10, tag 20 and 30, for example. Alright, so what it means here is that your native network, your management VLAN, so you want it, you want to untag VLAN 10, so you choose VLAN 10, and then you want to tag VLAN 20 and 30, so So you select VLAN 20 and 30. So what it means here, when you have this profile name, so you go back to your devices. You go back to your port setting, say port 2. So when you select that profile, it means that the native VLAN will be VLAN 10, and then the tag VLAN will be VLAN 20 and 30. Right? If you don't do the port profile, if you just select like this, so it will untag VLAN 10, but it will not tag the other VLAN. So this is something that you will need to know if you want to change the native VLAN, but you want to carry the other VLAN. So you need to add the port profile. All right. You understood on that part? Okay. Right. So for now, anything you want to ask about how you tag or untag on switches or SSID? Do you have any question to ask about VLAN? No. Okay. So now you already know how to tag on the SSID and on the switches. So the last part will be you want to create the VLAN on your router. So depending on you, if you are using the USG, how you create the VLAN is like this. You go to setting. You need to create the network for the VLAN. So you go to network. All right. You create a new network. So for example, corporate, you want to assign your office network VLAN. So let's say tag VLAN, for example. Alright, so you select the interface you want the VLAN to be running on your USG, depending on your USG model. So let's say LAN 1. So you just assign the VLAN, let's say like VLAN 20. Right, then you create the gateway or the subnet. For example, 172.168.0.1/24. Alright, so if you want to enable the DHCP, so you enable the DHCP, you put the DHCP range, and then so now you have the VLAN running on LAN 1, VLAN 20 running on VLAN 1. And then that's how you proceed with the tagging on the switches for VLAN 20 and for the AP. Right, this is how you create the network in the USG. Alright? Right. So if you want to change the USG WAN connection, you go to WAN. Right, you can. That's why I said the initial setup will be on the USG itself, but later, if you want to do any changes, you do on the controller. So you want to check the WAN internet connection, you want it to be static IP, so you put the static IP. Right. If you want to do the PPOE connection, you just change to PPOE. So you put the PPOE. So if your PPOE is using VLAN, like Unify is using Unify is using VLAN 500, so you use VLAN ID. Maxis Fiber also using VLAN ID. You put the VLAN. Alright. Then from there you can do more on the, if you want to do firewall on the USC, you can do firewall. So you want to add static route, you want to have some blocking on your network from one segment to another segment, so you can do firewall. You can do port forwarding also. You want to open some ports, you want to do NAT, so you can do here. Then what else you can do? More on here, and then the DPI, the packet inspection, you can check for user application that has been used by user. So under the packet inspection, and so that you can have the report of packet inspection, and then you can block anything you want to block just on the side. Okay. Other than that, the
Dia
dashboard,
boleh tak
so you
jangan
can
lebih
view
rasa Bi nak marah, Bi marah.
a
Kalau
lot
Bi rasa Bi nak cari,
more
Bi cari.
reports
Boleh
on
tak
the
jangan buat macam
dashboard.
tu?
Simple report, if you are using the USG, you can know the throughput and the current latency to the internet, your internet capacity utilization, your device status, your Wi-Fi traffic, the interference. So you can view here under the dashboard, but more details you should go under maybe under insight. So you can monitor your user, check for the user status, connected user. So all by under client. So on the inside and on the client, you can view more. You can block the user from accessing your network. Also, you can block the user if you know the user is misbehaving or using consume a lot of traffic in your network. So you can block the user. All right. And yeah, monitor the devices. You can monitor the devices. So take note that the status should be connected. If you found the status like isolated, disconnected, so that's you need to check whether it is the network or the device itself is having the problem, or in between, maybe cable issue. So you need to check that one. All right. Uh, yeah, I think that's about it about how you can set up the network in Ubiquiti products. Anything you want to ask so far? Anything you want to ask? Anything about this unified controller and how to set up the network? Ada nak tanya apa? Ada tak faham?
Sudahlah.
How to set SSID to carry multiple VLAN? Okay. No. One SSID can only carry one VLAN only. Alright. So memang ada design macam tu. So you can only carry one VLAN in a single SSID. So kalau you nak ada multiple VLAN in single SSID, no, it cannot be done in Ubiquiti. So you kena buat single VLAN to a single SSID. Okay. So if you see here the setting for this SSID, can only apply one VLAN only. Cannot set multiple VLAN. Not like a switch. Kalau switch tu you boleh carry, you boleh tag multiple VLAN. But SSID no, for Ubiquiti no, cannot. Okay. Answering your question, Nizam? Okay. Other than that, so the thing with the Ubiquiti controller is straightforward, but I think most of you are facing trouble of adopting the devices, opening the controller. So that's the what I can suggest to you is, like, for example, you cannot open the controller. So that one is, I think, banyak orang kena. So usually it depends on your machine. For let's say you install dekat PCU, if you cannot open the controller, it could be from many reasons, but most of the reason is because you have a firewall or antivirus in the network or in your PC that blocking the ports that is needed to to have communication between the controller and the devices. Okay, like the unified controller is using port 8080, 8443, YS 8000. So all these ports dia kena open and baru you boleh buka the controller and you nak adopt the devices. Okay, and then usually don't use Internet Explorer, don't use the Internet Edge. So dia suggest you use the Google Chrome, the best one. So usually kalau you pakai Chrome, you will not face problems. And so besides that, yeah, you disable you punya antivirus, you punya firewall. By right, you should can adopt the devices. If you cannot adopt juga, then it could be somewhere between your network yang ada blocking. So the ports to communicate between the controller and AP, because bila the controller want to adopt the AP, it will send a request over the ports, the designated port. So kalau port tu block, so you tak boleh nak adopt. So you akan face the issue dengan adoption fail. Okay, so tengok on that. So you tak boleh adopt juga if your controller cannot pick the AP. So maybe something wrong dengan you punya DHP server. Your AP is getting IP, or actually your AP is getting IP, but maybe your cable is bad, so controller cannot reach AP. So things like that. Alright. So if you're having your network is normal apa semua, by right you boleh adopt. Now saja you just plug in your devices, it will get IP detected in the controller, and then you just detected, you just click adopt. By right, dia akan terus adopt, no problem. Right? Other than that, it could be also it could be firmware version. If your devices is on the latest version, but your controller is far behind, the firmware is far behind, so maybe that's another reason also you cannot adopt the devices. So always try to match the latest firmware of devices with the latest firmware of your controller. Okay, and some suggestion for you with this problem of adoption. Anything else you want to ask? It's pretty clear, right? If you don't have anything to ask, I will end this training for today. If you have any further question later, you can email to our tag. You email to help@ungloweb.com. I put a link here. So you email to us and you can ask question and I will answer. If you have any issue, you need guidance or anything, so I will try to guide you. If you want to purchase the products, you want to know new products, you can contact our sales and they will guide you, and you ask some technical question, they will direct you. I think that's all from me. See you next week. We have another session. If you would like to join, you can join for the next week. You can refer to our website for the next training. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you for listening to me, and please later on ask if you want to ask me. Right? Thank you. That's all from me.